Hi friends, Pastor Bob Howard here from Imago Dei Community in Portland, Oregon, and I am here with my friend Sebastian Rogers, who is a filmmaker in our community. And tonight, for Good Friday, typically at our church, we do a Good Friday service where we have a lot of our artists and musicians and creatives involved in putting on something that basically can help our community experience and enter into the final hours of Jesus' life as he went to the cross. And it's a time where we come as a family and we don't try to just jump immediately to Easter and the resurrection, but we really try to immerse ourselves in the suffering and the pain of Jesus' own death and what that means for us as his followers of Jesus. So for this year, we obviously couldn't gather in a large gathering like we're used to, but as a gift, we wanted to release to our church community, but really to churches around the nation and the world that can't attend Good Friday gatherings, a video and really an amazing production of what was put on here at Imago Dei last year in 2019. And so, Sebastian, would you just share briefly with us just kind of your heart behind this? You helped produce this and film it, and you kind of had the seed form idea and kind of brought this to fruition.
I have always been a little cynical about humanity, and I think I was always looking at the optimistic kind of humanist viewpoints that I kind of saw all around me, even in the church, about the idea that all we had to do was like develop and technology, and all this was going to be great. We were these saviors with our, humanity was so brilliant and so the answer to every problem in the world. And I just felt the opposite. I felt like everything we did was twisted by vanity or greed or fear. And even things that were intended for good would often end up having terrible results because of that. I felt like this idolizing of humanity was something that was really antithetical to my faith. But I didn't realize the lies in my own viewpoint. And I was reading the book, The Pursuing God by Joshua Ryan Butler. And in it, he talks about how Jesus is actually more human than us. And that following Christ doesn't make you more spiritual, it makes more human. Because our own humanity is twisted by sin, and what we were designed to be by God is not what we are. And this idea that Jesus was more human than us, this idea that there was something beautiful in humanity that we just haven't quite experienced yet, and that Christ was our way of experiencing that. It just made me fall in love with Jesus all over again. I felt so excited and so awoken from this lie I'd been listening to, that we're only human, And I ran around talking to everyone that I respected about this idea and got some really great critique. The most noted was I sat down with Tim Mackey of the Bible Project. And in this creative conversation we had for an hour or so, the whole idea just became fleshed out. And it was such an exciting and nerdy conversation. But hopefully we've interpreted all that theological stuff into something that's that speaks to the heart, because it's involving art and creativity. So there's animation, there's spoken word, there's rock and roll, there's everything. So I'm hoping this will be something that will really help people connect with who Jesus was. And he really showed who he was in those final days or hours of his life, and so did his disciples. So it's just a super interesting part of the story for me, and I hope that everyone else is excited to watch this.
Yeah. So our hope for this is that it wouldn't just be more content that is being put out on the internet, but as you're watching this, that you would really take a moment to press pause from everything else around you to enter into kind of a space of worship and engaging with this story. And I would encourage you as well to, if there's going to be a time in this video where there's an invitation to participate in communion. So if you've got some bread in your kitchen, some wine, maybe some juice, I would encourage you to pull that out now, so that when the invitation is given, this can be more than just something that you're watching, but it's something that you're using as a tool to worship God, and engage with him. So bless you, church family. This is the image of man.